Say in the knowledge transfer session, someone gave you a T code and you were said that you just go through the T code and try to analyze that application. So what you will do, you go to the T code. Say for our example, it is a zmm_sapr. So I execute it. You see a selection screen. So the selection screen is very clear. It says material number and plant. So you can look for the variant if there is any variant, or you just try to execute it. So let's say I execute this. So I get an output. Now this is a very simple report. Even then, if you do not know where this data are coming, you can debug it and find. Say in this case there are some columns which says company code and it's blank. See, nothing is coming there. So you might need to check why those are not coming. So first, let's use it as a learning tool. Let's find out where the data are coming for each of this column. Let's see how. So what we need to do, we need to go back to the T code and we give a /h in our command prompt. So what will happen? This will activate your debugger. So debugging switched on. Now I can hit execute button or the F8 from the function key. So I hit F8. The debugger stopped at the program name. Alright, ZSAPR. So now I go to F6 and I go to the first executable line of the program. See what I did? I did F6. Now let me do F5. So it created something. So you don't understand what is this. But if you have gone through the first session of this course, I showed you how to identify a class. So this is the object of a class. So if I double click on this obj1, you will see the class name, or I can double click on this variable name. So it will open all the tool. So it says this is the object of the class LCL material. So if you are a functional consultant, you don't need to know what is that. You just understand that it is an object. And another thing which I want to say is that all the programs which you see in SAP are not clean like this. So this is too clean a program. Okay, but when you see the real programs in your system, the developers might have written random codes here and there, not because they did not want to write a clean code, but because there were so many changes in the program during the tenure that one developer wrote something and another developer has to support, so he wrote something on top of it. So it might not be as clean as you see here. All right, so you don't be surprised when you see that your code looks totally different than what I am showing over here. Next is calling a method. So I told you whenever there is call method, there is a method. That means this guy get_material, there are some more code within it, so which you cannot see. So those are, in order to see what that code is, you just need to press F5 or the single step. So what will happen? It will take me into that step. So I went in, then I found that okay, it is selecting something from Mara. So you need to note it down. You need to say okay. So you say you are new. So I'll just try to note it down for you. So what I'll say, first table 1 that is picked from Mara. Okay, so this is how you should make your note. So you don't need to worry what is being selected, but you have to see that what is sending S-Mara. So S-Mara, so something is selected from table Mara based on S-Mara. So you need to know what is S-Mara. So I just click on it, highlight it, I do a Control F, and I'll say search S-Mara, search up. So I want to see where it is. If I let me do a normal search, I found somewhere here. So I found it here, but it's not clear what is it. Click OK, I come here. So S-Mara is defined over here. So if you see here, it is part of a selection screen, and S-Mara is of type material. So now you can correlate that this material or S-Matner is something which is come from the selection screen. And if you remember the selection screen, so it has a material number and a plant. So S-Mara is this guy. Okay. The other way to look at it is you can go to the program, SE38. I'll give SAPR, I know the program name. I go to text elements and then selection text. So here you see S Matner is the material number and SPLAT is the plant which is coming in the selection screen. So this is just good to know facts. Alright. So now there is selected data from Mara. Okay, there is some 300 entries over here. So I want to come out of this method. So what I have to do? I have to do a return or F7. Now second, I am getting get plants. I need to know where this plant data is coming from. So there are numerous tables in SAP where we have plants. It might come from the sales order line item number where we have plant, which can come from MARD, which also has a plant. It can come from the delivery line item, which has plant. Let's see where we are getting the plant data from. So what I'll do, I want to go inside this. So this is a subroutine. Whenever you have a perform, that means there should have a corresponding form with the same name. So this was class method, and this is a perform which should be within this program. So I want to go inside this. What we have to do? We have to take a single step or F5. Now I come here. Okay. So where is it selecting from? Select this from MARC. So now I need to say, okay, the second table which data is getting fetched from table 2 is MARC. So what are we selecting? Material data from MARC. So you can be more specific here. Material data, and here plant data. So this is for your note, because you are trying to understand what the program flow is and what this application is doing. So I can do F5. I know, okay, MARC, where it is saved. It is saved in this table, in 2 table, and some 200 entries got selected. Now I want to, you can do F5, so it will take you back, or you could have done F7, it would have returned you back here. Now get storage location data. So I told you that this programmer has given good comment line, but there will be some codes where you will not see these lines. So this star lines are something which do not get executed. These are just comment. This is for more readability. So here this is very clear. It's saying that get storage location data from table MARD, but don't go with the name. So you should be sure what the table is actually. Sometimes developer says get material from Mara, but they select it from Marcy. So that might, so in order to be double sure, you have to go inside it. Okay, what is the single step? F5 or single step. Now here they are saying if you find entries in MARC, what does this line mean? If ITMARC is not initial. Not initial means if this table is not blank. That means if this table has any entry, then go to this line. So let's see if we have entry in this table. Here we do. We have 200 entries. So we found entries. So that means this if condition has succeeded. So you will go to this select. I'll do F5. Here you go. You come here, and then based on the Marcy data and putting that material and plant of this Marcy, we are getting material, plant, and LGORT. This is the storage location. And where are we getting from? Table MARD. So let me take a note. Table 3 which is being used in this application is MARD for storage location. Alright, and then you can do F5, or you can do F6. Even F6 will do the same thing, or you can, now you want to return, or you do F5, it will go to the next executable line, which is here. So get PO data. So where do you think the PO data is coming? So you might have guessed it correctly. It should be either EKKO, because that's the PO header line, or EKPO, which is the PO item line. Now you need to tell me how you will go into this subroutine. I hope you said F5 or single step. You're correct. Do F5 in the function key or do a single step. I go here. Alright. Now wherever you see this keyword data, that means it is being declaration. It is declaration. So its declaration means we have just created a internal table LIMARD. Usually when you see L, that means local. Okay, local to this subroutine, this form. So here they are saying get data. They are saying create a table name which is of type MARD, and name it as LIMARD. So we have this LIMARD, which now what we are doing here, we are assigning whatever we selected from the MARD table. So if I double click here, this is a global table. There were 187 entries. Now we want to put those entry into a local table. So this local table, this is a global table. Look at the right hand side, it has 187 entry, and this is a local table which is blank as of now, because this line of code 364 has not been executed yet. So if I execute it or do F5, what will happen? All the entries from this table are assigned to this table. Now this table will also have 187 entry, just like you see on the right hand side. Now we are doing a sort statement. What we are doing? Sorting based on material and plant. Let me check here. So you have this material 40, 40, 41, 41, 60. So what we are trying to do is we are trying to sort based on this field and this field. Okay, so let's do select it's, and then they are doing delete adjacent duplicates from LIMARD, comparing material and works. So what is doing is, if you find these two lines, so this row and this row, if this material and plant of this first row and material and plant of the second row are same, they are saying just delete the duplicate one, so one of them will be deleted. So let me see if we have anything which says they are duplicate. Let's check. I'm just trying to do a random check. So look here, the material is same but the plants differ, right? The plants are differing. Okay. Oh no. So this is 72 430. So alright, here is a good candidate here. If you look this 201 533 and 4200 and 201 533 and 4200. So there are two lines which have the same material and the same plant. So this entry, the second entry will be deleted and first entry would save. So let's see how many got deleted. So there were 187. After executing this line of code, let's see how many would get deleted. Here you go, one got deleted, and I think that's the one which we just saw. Now what we are doing, if there is still some entry in LIMARD, then we want to go to this step which says is not initial. Not initial if it is not blank or if it has data. So if we have data there, now we are trying to select the data from which table? EKPO. So let's see. Alright, do we get any data? Yeah, we got 366 entries. So let's see what is the next table we have in our application. Table 4 is EKPO, which has PO line items. Alright, now do F5, you will reach back, and then finally the selection is over. So whenever you see an end of selection, so again you might not find this in every program. Okay, so these are events which developers might write or may not write, because even if you don't write this line end of selection, still this code can be executed. Okay, but good developers usually give this events. Alright, so now you reach this massage data. So this massage data is another subroutine because it starts with perform. So in order to go inside, we have to do F5 or single step. Okay, so we are here. Now it has a new statement for your loop. So what does it mean? It's looping at ITPO. That means it's looping at the PO item table into LWAPO. That means say this table has how many entries? 366 entries. So when you do a loop, add this into this, that way what will happen? The first line of data, the first row of data, this gets assigned to this work area. This is a work area. If you see the work area now, it is blank. It has no data because it was created here and then it is used here for the first time. But till now this line of code has not been executed. Therefore LWAPO, it's still blank. So if I do F5, it will go to this line and this work area will have some data populated. Let me do F5. Here you go. Now let me check this entry of this work area LWAPO. Here you go. A little while ago it was blank, now it has a entry. Now what entry does it have? It has this PO 1841 and PO item 10. Is it the first line of this table? Let's check that. Yes, it is. It is ending with 1841 and line item 10. So this is the first entry. This entry of data has been assigned to this work area. Now what is this line of code doing? This line of code is assigning the planned data from the PO table into another work area called LA final. So what is this? This is a work area, and this work area also has a field called planned. So we are trying to assign the planned from PO to a final table. So this final work area. So this one is blank. So let me say planned, PO number, PO item, quantity, net PR, WPR. So these all are blank because this line of code has not been executed. Now if I do F5 one at a time, look here, the planned data got assigned because this line of code was executed. Now let me do F5 here. Okay, the PO number got assigned because this line of code was executed. Now the PO item will be assigned. This item will be assigned to this one. Let me do that. Here you go. See, 10 is assigned. Let's see if there is any menj. So menj is 100 and right now it is 0. So let me assign it. Here you go. It becomes 100 here. Now there is some net PR 25 and in the final there is nothing. Okay, it became 25. Now net WR is 2500 and here is below 0. So let's do a single step or F5. Perfect. So everything from PO is assigned to a final. Now you see another new thing which says call function. In the earlier videos, I have already told you that call function means this is a function module. So these function modules are also part of a modularization technique where we can give some input parameters and the function module returns us some output parameters. So in this case, we are exporting, means we are passing material number to this function module and we are importing, we are getting it back into a field legacy material which is part of LWA final. So this legacy material is blank. So what we are doing, if you look closely, it is a conversion exit alpha output. That means you want to show the material number in a format which is easier for the output, means easier for the end user. So if you see the material number, it has 18 characters and there are some 10 zeros. So a user may not be interested in looking at zeros in front. Okay, so what will happen? Let's run this. So don't do F5 because if you do F5 you enter into this function module. So but you don't want to, but still I'll show you F5. So if say you entered it, you don't understand this code, just do F7. F7 means return back to where you were called from. So we return back to the program where we called from. But when we return back, look at this data and this data. So the material was 18 characters with some 10 leading zeros, but the legacy material which is in the output, which the end user will like. The end user doesn't want the extra zeros to be in the front. So this way you just converted the material. Now there is another new syntax for you. A little while ago you just saw a loop statement. Loop means inside this table you are looping from one by one. You will group from row 1, row 2, row 3. Now here there is a read table, means in this table there are 187 entries. Now you want to read an entry which matches this key. What is the key? They're saying whatever material is there in the PO and whatever plant is there in PO, only read that entry from the table MARD. Okay, so what is the material number? It's like 201472 and the plant is 4030. Now go to this table MARD and look for 201472. Okay, and I don't know where it is. 201472. It might be there, it might not be there. Okay, so it's too big a number table to find out. So what we can do? We can do F5 and keep a note on this system variable size sub c. So till size sub c is 0, it means everything happening good. Every select is performing better. Okay, but the moment the size sub c is not 0, that means something is wrong. So if I do F5, okay, the size sub c is 0. That means the select was successful. How do I know that? If I double click on size sub c, it is still 0. And also look at the site tab X. It says that at line number 125 of this table you found that entry. So entry is 201,472 and 4030. Now let's go to line number 125. I go here, let me go to line number 125. I'm just scrolling down. Here you go. See, that was SAP gave you the exact place 201,472 and 4030. So what is the this is the storage location is 1001. So now what is doing, so once it finds the data, if its size of is equal to 0, then assign the storage location to the final table. So if storage location is 0 blank now it will assign to 1001. Same way, now it's doing read table this. So here it was directly the table name, but here it is trying to point the object of the class and then the table name. Okay, so this also means the same thing. So this is also a table which has 300 entries and then with key this. So now we want for this material you find the data from this table. So what we are trying to find from this table? We are trying to find BISMAT. BISMAT means legacy material number. So let's see if that material exists or not. I'll do F5. Okay, size over C failed. Why? That material was not found in this table. Okay, so what will happen? This entry will remain blank and then the final table will not have any, will not be assigned. So it will not go here because size over C has failed. Look here, size over C is 4. So if I do F5, it will take me directly to 206. It did not take me to 202. So this case failed. So you need to know that. And then now I want to get some plant data. So how am I selecting? I'm giving the plant material and plant from PO and going to the plant table. So I'll delete this. So look at this, size over is 4. Let's see what happens. I do F5, size over is 0, and at line number 140 at the tab X 140 it found the entry. So what is the entry? Is stat is here and then this PR and profit center. Okay, all these three will be assigned to the final table. So final table, these all are blank as of now. Look at this place, this is blank. Now I do F5, one of them got selected, another got assigned and another got assigned. Now finally all the data which you were populating in this work area. What is the work area? LW final. So this we have populated most of the stuff, right? You found most of the stuff except company code and the SAP material which did not get selected. That you want to append to a final table. So this final table is 0 as of now. Now you want to append whatever you found in this table, in this work area to this table. So if it is 0 here, when we do append, it's a simple English, it appends. I do F5, here you go, one entry has been appended and I want to see that entry. You see the same entry, all entry which we just selected and read have been assigned except the bookers and SAP material. Alright. Now if I do F5, what will happen? The loop will continue. Now see the tab X is 1. If I do F5 again, now the tab X is 2. What happened? It went to the next line of the table. The next line of table is this guy. So this guy is 1845 and 10. 1845 and 10. Let's see if this work area has the same guy. Look, ending with 1845 and 10. That got assigned. Now the same thing will happen. Now if I don't want to do anything, don't want to debug, but I want to just say what comes directly before the append, you can put a debugger by clicking on the left hand side and then hit the continue. So what will happen? This will make the program to understand that you need to run fast and only stop wherever you find the breakpoint. So I had set a breakpoint here. So if I do execute, everything was executed and it stopped here. So till now the final table is still 1 entry. If I do F5 here, it becomes 2 entry. Check here, it becomes 2 entry. Again I do continue, it come here and then it becomes, if I do F5, it becomes 3, table entry 3. Okay, now you have analyzed each line. Now you don't want to analyze, you want to come out of the loop. what you can do, you can put a debugger at 220. So before the form ends, you want to stop. So what I can do, I can just continue and everything executed. This table has some 366 entries, which coming from this table, I think. Yeah, this table also had 366, but the entries from PO and final are different because PO had only PO data, but the final has lot more. It has the PO data, it has material data, it has plant data, and it has also the purchase order item data, right? This came from purchase order item. Now what I can do, I can do F5, it will take back to the main program, then something called sub write report. This is done to show you the output. So there is another line here, lines IT final greater than 0. That means if the final table has anything greater than 0, that means go here. I came here and then I'll do an F6 now. Okay, F6 means I don't want to go to this class method, so because there would be bunch of code, but so I do not want to do. I do F6. So I gave the LRELV and I got a final. So the 366. Then these are some codes which are written to show the ALV. So you might not be interested in all this. So this is just some routine code which we do, or the developers do to display the ALV. So you don't need it. So if I execute this, now you got the final report. So now you know that why this material number is not coming. So something was wrong there. So you can analyze it and also see why the company code was not populating. So you can analyze this. So right now you used it as a learning tool. How? Now you learned that okay, in this report these are the tables we are hitting. We are hitting the MARA, MARC, MARD and EKQ, and all this output which is being displayed is from one of these tables. So this is how you learn. And the second thing is, you learn that okay, they are fetching from MARA, going to MARC, based on MARC you are getting to the storage location, and based on storage location probably you are getting the PO line item, correct? So tomorrow if something goes wrong, you can always say okay, let me look into the data. You take the purchase order from here, then you based on the purchase order material and plant, go to MARD, check there if the data is coming. If the data is there in the table in the data dictionary but not coming up in this report, that means something is wrong in the report. You can either debug and check where it is missing, or you can tell your ABAPer guy, or look, so this particular thing is not coming and I doubt that it's not coming from MARD, although the data exists. So please check your logic. You can tell your ABAPer friend. So when you debug an application which you have not developed, or if you are not an ABAPer, so you should concentrate on just looking at how the data are fetched. So if you see that the data are coming there in MARA, it's coming in MARC, in MARD and EKPO, and still the output is not showing, then you can easily tell your developer, guys, I think the selection procedure is correct, but the data manipulation or data massaging or the data arrangement, somewhere something is wrong, so please check that section. So the ABAPer will know where to look into it, or you can do it yourself. So in the next video I'll show you how to use this same report and debug it and find the root cause of why this material is coming blank, and also to check why this company code is coming blank. Alright, so let's go to the next video.